Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Quarter two was a battle in the trenches. I'm incredibly proud of the way the locker room stuck together. We are up 7.6% year to date, bringing the total balance up to over $9,200. Last quarter, we contributed a total of $1,435.99, earning a nice $43 match. This past quarter, we purchased shares in McDonald's, the oil fund USO, Fiserv, and the growth fund SCHG. We know this puts us slightly behind pace for our max out contributions of $7,500, but it is early in the season. There's still a lot of season left. Do not count this team out. Now, we will open up to a couple questions. Thank you. Yes, when do you plan to get a haircut? When I can afford it. Did you buy SpaceX at IPO? No, we did not purchase SpaceX. In fact, I literally stated what we purchased in my opening statement. Well, why not? It's clearly been a good investment, wouldn't you agree? Well, I guess on paper you're not wrong. It's up what since IPO? 10%? Actually 12.7%. Oh, 12.7. Okay. Well, I mean, I thought it was overvalued at IPO, and I certainly think it's overvalued now. We would maybe look at starting a position in SpaceX around a valuation of about $600 billion, which would put it around $60 or $70 a share, but certainly not at these levels. With your year to date only up 7.6%, you should have bought SpaceX at IPO. What's your question? You aren't even beating the S&P 500. Again, there's no questions there. But yes, you're right. When we come into this facility every single morning at 6 a.m., the goal I put on these guys is to absolutely beat the S&P 500. Sometimes these things happen, and I know it's not beating the S&P 500, but we're talking about decimal points behind the S&P 500. We will beat the S&P 500. We will do better. And just one more question. McDonald's is terrible food, by the way. There's very little plant-based options, and they're totally unethical. Okay, once again, you aren't asking me questions. You're just stating opinions. Facts. No, those are opinions. Okay, I'm done with you. Does anyone else want to ask any questions? Yes, Coach. Why did you only contribute $1,435 when your goal is $7,500 on the year? Some fans are worried you won't reach the contribution limit. What would you say to the team and the fans? I mean, look, it's honestly a funding issue right now. The real estate division is taking up most of the funding right now. I mean, hell, the dividend division just got completely gutted. Like, I'm talking completely gutted to fund the real estate division. So here in the Roth IRA division, we're just trying to stay in our lane, focus on what we can get done, and just tune out the outside noise. We're just trying to tread water here, to be honest. But to your question, $1,435 is just what we had to contribute. But why not just round up a penny to make it a whole dollar? You know, that's actually a fair question, and to be honest, I don't have an exact answer for you. Sometimes in these investing seasons, you got to make decisions right in the heat of the moment, and that's just how our contributions came out this past quarter. Also, why did you buy the USO oil fund, and do you regret it? Looking at your numbers, it looks like you bought oil right at the top, and that fund suffers from contango, so it's clearly not a good long-term play, and Roth accounts are all about the long term. Yes, well, as you know, the current geopolitical situation is very volatile. We're always looking for ways to protect this organization, and it was looking like there would be a real oil shock, and then right after we purchased, there was a peace deal. No one has a crystal ball. We couldn't have known there would have been a peace deal right after, but no, I don't regret it.
So, are you planning to just hold USO for a while? Diamond handsing it, as the kids would say?
Um, yes, for now, we are continuing to hold our USO position. Next question.
Yes, thank you, Coach. I am curious on the energy in the locker room with you guys underperforming the S&P 500. How do you keep the guys motivated and morale high?
Look, we're all professionals here. We know these things can happen. The short term is very volatile. The short term is important for finding good opportunities, but everything this organization does is for the long term. So the short term is just noise. Um, and the energy is great. They all want to be here. Everyone wants to come and invest for Savage Discavage. My phone's practically ringing off the hook every day.
How is your McDonald's position doing?
How's my McDonald's position doing? Um, Not great.
Well, how is your donut position doing?
How's my donut position doing? Um, it is up a little over 3% since that season opening purchase of 100 shares on April 15th. And we're in this one for the long term and plan on selling covered calls to generate more income off of that position.
What are some positions you're targeting in the future?
Come on, man. You know I can't disclose future plans here.
Yes, well, curious, what do you see in your new Fiserv position considering their massive slide of 70% in the past year?
Ah, yes, Fiserv. This one is my own personal baby. Now it is a little sus, as the kids would say, that their CEO just abruptly left to be a CEO of another company. But that caused an even further slide, which honestly, at that slide, I saw real value where, their forward PE uh, is historically. And now, as the saying goes, um, insiders could sell for a number of various reasons. Maybe they need cash. Maybe they want to buy something. Maybe they just want, to get out. But they only buy for one reason, and that's because they believe the price will go up. And they had a lot of insiders buy recently. So their valuation plus that, I see real value here long term.
Would you care to explain what this company even does?
What Fiserv does? Um, I do know they're the name of the Milwaukee Bucks stadium. Oh, and man, that Giannis trade, something crazy, right? Like, come on, Giannis leaving Milwaukee, sheesh, and taking Bobby Portis with him. That is something. Um, but as far as what Pfizer does, uh, they're like digital infrastructure for bank and merchant payments. What's that? Oh, good. That is all the time we have today. Quarter two is in the books. We know we have a lot of work to do, but this organization has been counted out before, and we are just tuning out the noise and on to quarter three. Thank you.